We're going to move on to the next guest now, I think. Stephanie, what do you think? Huh?
Yes,
All right.
please.
So you can stop flapping your arms, all right? Our next guest has starred in over 80 films and countless TV shows. He is here to promote the 25th anniversary of the scariest film in Canadian history. Please welcome John Saxon. I'm going to ask you one question and one question only, and then I'm going to go get the oil changed on my car. That's the way it works.
I have some in the trunk of my car in case you need it.
Good. Now, you're here to promote Black Christmas, the re-release.
Yeah.
25 years old, and I can't believe it. I'm sure many people in our studio audience saw the
27
film.
to be exact, 27.
27 years old?
I believe so, yeah.
Well, like most Canadian films made in '73, but not released until they got the financing.
No, actually, it was released immediately here, and it was a big success here.
Yeah,
there was a
huge.
little bit of problem in the States. But,
really?
Yeah, but it eventually worked out. And had Black Christmas been made by another company in the United States, there would have been a sequel a year later, because it was, first of all, the second or third largest grossing Canadian film ever at the time. And it did very well in distribution in America and foreign as well.
Yeah, it was a great film. It was
very good film.
Without a doubt, the most...
What I'm trying to say is that it's kind of underestimated.
Yeah, it was. It was an underestimated film. It was directed by Bob Clark, who directed the 3 top-grossing Canadian films of all time: Black Christmas, A Christmas Story, and Porky's. All 3, the top-grossing Canadian films of all time. Amazing story when you stop and consider that so many Canadian films not only do not make money, but the film is often sold to be taped over for another. People do not often realize that. That's the way it often works in this country. It was a great film. I enjoyed it greatly at the time of its release, and I watched it again last night.
I watched it the night before last.
Did you really? To
yes,
refresh your memory? Now, do you have pleasant memories of that shoot?
Yeah, very. You know, I'll tell you something. I had done, the previous film I had done was Enter the Dragon.
Right.
And I thought I was kind of smart, because I thought this film, Enter the Dragon, was going to be a success. When I read the script of Black Christmas, I also thought it was going to be a success.
Wow.
I got hired, and then for a moment I wasn't hired. There was some confusion, and then they called me at the last minute, and I started working at 2 o'clock in the morning, coming from a plane. But my experience in the film with all the people and with Bob Clark was fine. It was
people who went on to great success, too. People you worked with there who were, at that time, unknowns. Margot Kidder, Andrea Martin, they were in the film. Keir DeLay.
Yeah, I knew Keir personally, and I don't know if Margot was unknown exactly, but I sort of knew.
Well, when I walked into the theater, I had no idea who the hell she was.
Really?
No. And now she has no idea who the hell she is, so kind of an interesting thing. I don't care.
She was...
Now, you brought a clip of the film with you, and I think we should take a look at it, because it's...
Fine, I'd like to, yeah.
Fabulous. Do you want to see? I think it would be a good time to look at a clip. Might kill the tension in the room. Let's take a look at this clip, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen. Okay. I can't complain if I've always photographed that way, you know.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful the way that's done. You haven't changed much, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Jackie should have been here when you said that.
Well, yeah, you're right. If Jackie had been here, we wouldn't have had time to discuss Black Christmas.
Right. We used to do imitations of him back in Brooklyn, where I'm from back in 1953.
Yeah.
The same
He's been
story.
around a long, long time, that man. He's a comic legend. It was great to have him here as well. Now, one thing I wanted to ask you about the film, do you find that a lot of people recognize you from that appearance? Because you've had so many. You worked in so many great films. What are you most
from
recognized
that film?
for? Yeah.
Mostly recognized, I think, from Enter the Dragon.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, for me, it's The Cardinal.
The Cardinal.
The Cardinal. Yeah, Otto Preminger's film.
Yeah.
I mean, you've worked with some greats, and I'm going to have to go to the list here to look. Blake Edwards, Vincent Minnelli, John Huston, some of the great directors, Otto Preminger, Sidney Pollack, Wes Craven, John Landis, and our own David Cronenberg. It's amazing, the directors you've worked with. Now, I have to ask you, Otto Preminger was known as a man who was very, very hard on actors, and he directed The Cardinal. What was your experience with him?
He was hard on everybody. You know what it was like working with Preminger? It was sort of your turn to be in the barrel. Everybody would, first day I was in a rehearsal, he threatened to fire me 5 times, you know, if I didn't do something different. And everybody was saying, you handled that really well. You really did well with that. Then the next day they didn't realize there was their turn to get slammed, you know. I told Tom Tryon after I was on the set, I said, Tom, I'm only going to be on this a few weeks. You're going to be on months. I don't know what you believe in, but grab onto it. Otto was someone who would say to an actor, this is a very simple scene. You are a very good actor. This is a simple scene. All you need to do is to be charming and to relax. Now will you relax? He actually did things like that. But he was a very bright man and a very good director, nonetheless.
Man, you scared the hell out of me just doing that.
Definitely, huh?
Oh, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. That was quite frightening. That was quite frightening. And of all the films you've done, of all the television appearances, I always ask this when we get someone of your stature here. What was your favorite?
Well, the film that I had the greatest creative experience in was a movie, a Western, that Marlon Brando starred in and I co-starred, called The Appaloosa. And the reason was that I really got to collaborate. Working with Mr. Brando was a good experience. He was magnanimous, and also the script kept changing, so I got opportunities to write scenes. I'd say something, and he'd say, you know, why don't we do a scene? But who'll write it? I said, I'll write it. And I was bringing material daily or every other day. And
did you get a writing credit for that film? No, because you did contribute quite a bit of material.
But it was just good enough to be in it and to have done what I was able to do.
Another question regarding that film. Did you get anywhere near the craft table?
That craft table?
Yeah, you know where the food is?
Where, you mean Marlon was in the way?
Marlon, yeah. Would he be in the way a lot of the time?
No, he was okay.
He was svelte in those days?
Yes, comparatively.
All right. I want to thank you. And Black Christmas is being re-released next week.
As a DVD, and then subsequently it's going to be released in theaters.
Beautiful, and I look forward to seeing that again and again.
A local company.
All right. John Saxon, ladies and gentlemen, true gentleman of the big screen. Thank you so much, sir. Stay with us. Mia Sheard is next.